Well, hey, what's up, you guys? How's it going? It's Papa, and today I am coming at you with my pickups for the month of November. And I thought it was gonna be not a very expensive month, but as you can see, we're already in a new background for my videos. So I actually got this on eBay, and it is a version 6 Scarlet Spellground, and it is very, very beautiful. It has a little bit of use on it, but other than that, I got the seller to give me for a good deal, and I really can't complain because this is one of my favorite Spellgrounds from the company, and I really love the color scheme of it. I know I've been more on the grayish, darkish kind of color scheme lately, but I wanted to add a little bit of color to my videos, and I thought the better way of doing it was having a nice matte, and this will be the first start of it. But that's not all that we got for the month of November. I got a small stack of cards here, kind of smaller than usual, but let me just tell you that the price is not small. So I got a lot of these cards from doing trades and from getting credit from my local tournament store, YBM, as you already know. Yeah, I've been very busy this month. So it's the holidays, so it is a very busy time for me, not just in my Yu-Gi-Oh life, but with my work and my family life as well. I've been very busy, but uploads are still coming. I've been gearing up for the YCS as well, so that's why there's been a lack of uploads lately. But I still buy cards, and I didn't really do a whole lot of buying this month. I did do a lot of trading though, and a lot of upgrading. There's no deck cores. I'll put that at the very beginning. There's no deck cores because I've been focusing on playing Eldritch, and I wanted to make sure that that was the deck that I focus on. That's also why I haven't been doing Rogue to the King. But to start off for our pickups, we have a El Shaddai App Cologne. I did want to have one of these just because I like the synergy that it has when you send it off a punishment, or being able to send this being able to just send this through multiple different ways. But I wanted to make sure I had an app cologne in my collection, and I never did, but now I can't say that anymore. So one app cologne. Next we got a Rainbow Neos from the Maximum Gold El Dorado. There wasn't a whole lot of cards that I wanted from Maximum Gold, but some of the rares were actually really good, so I went and picked up the Rainbow Neos because I've never actually owned it, so I wanted to make sure I had one in the collection just in case. Same with the Firewall. I don't have an updated Firewall, so I wanted to make sure that I did have an updated text Firewall, and this is it. And I think it's the coolest artwork out of the ones that did get reprinted, so I wanted to make sure I just had its updated text in my collection as well. Next, we have an Mduk, the World Chalice Dragon. So I picked this up for Eldritch, but I actually ended up cutting it from my list, therefore why you haven't seen it in my deck. But I did pick up one of these, and I wanted to make sure I had one in the collection just in case I ever want to go back to playing it. Next we have a Boral Code Dragon. This card's actually really cool. If you don't know, it came out in Burst of Destiny. It says this card cannot be destroyed by card effects while a link monster points to it. And then I can only use the falling effect of it once per turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card was link summoned using 3 monsters as material and it battles an opponent's monster, I can destroy all monsters on the field, and then banish from my graveyard 1 dark monster with 3,000 or more attack, and if I do, special summon Topologic from the extra deck, or graveyard I should say. So it's a really cool card. I mean, who knows, it might have some good synergy. I mean, you could summon back like a Trisbana, you can summon back a Bomber Dragon, but it may not be good right now, but I think in the future it will be good. And it's really cheap, so I would go ahead and pick it up if you haven't already. Next, I picked up an Ultra Rare Fergie. Again, this was going more along my extra deck for Eldritch. I wanted to make sure that I have one of these just in case. I did have a Secret Rare one, but I ended up trading it for an Ultra Rare, just because, if you don't know already, I'm a big fan of original prints. So I ended up trading my Secret for an Ultra, and there wasn't really a big difference in price, so I think it was just an even swap. Another cool upgrade that I got was a Secret Rare Hidden Arsenal 7 Constellar Pallades. This is really cool to have for the collection. I think it's really beautiful. I used to own one of these back in the day, but now I have it back home, and it's really good. This card really helps out Eldritch a lot, and then it makes it to where you can have a multiple material Zeus in the deck as well. I do like this card. It's really good. Another really good card for Eldritch is the Super Dreadnought Rail Lieb. But I only had it in Secret Rare, so I ended up swapping it for a Ultra Rare copy because, again, I am a big fan of original print, And plus the Ultra just looks so clean. So I wanted to make sure I had one of those for the collection. That's going to go ahead and do it for the extra deck. Starting off, we got 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. For those that don't remember, I did pick up a Dragon Link deck core in another pickup. I think it was either last month or the month before. If you haven't, go ahead and check out the playlist on my channel. But I did pick up Dragon Links, and this was a card that I was missing. I didn't know if I wanted to play this or not, so I went and picked up some commons, just in case I do want to end up playing it. I picked up a Dark Metal Dragon from the gold set, just because it's its only foil printing with the new updated text, and it's a little gross, but at least it's going to get the job done, and I won't misplay with it. Another card that came out in gold that's really sought after in Dragon Link is Chamber Dragon Maid. I ended up picking up one of these. I don't know if I need multiple, but probably not. From what I've been seeing, everyone plays just one of it because it is kind of a brick. I did pick up one, and to complement that, I picked up a couple copies of Dragon Maid Tidying. Just the rares, because again, I just don't know how comfortable I am with the deck yet, and until I do become comfortable with it, I'm just going to keep it as lowest rarity. Maybe I'll upgrade in the future, but it depends on if I like it or not. For non-archetype specific cards, we have 3 copies of Summon Limit, also from Maximum Gold. There was actually a lot more cards than I thought that I actually wanted from Gold after doing it, or after the set released. But Summon Limit I didn't know was actually in the set, so when I saw that they had rare Summon Limits, I decided to swoop up on those as fast as possible. These were only like, I think, 50 cents each, but I had some credit, so I just used these for credit, or my credit for these, and it worked really well. So I'm glad I have this card. I don't think I've ever actually owned this card. I think I've only borrowed them, but glad to have it for the collection. Another card that I'm very fond of, if you haven't seen my Eldritch list that went up, I think I had it in the list, I'm not too sure, but 3 copies of Lose One Turn. This is a really broken card, and I like this card a lot in like True Draco, Yosenju, Eldritch in some aspects, but I decided to pick up ultra rare copies because I was only playing rares, and again, I do like original print. They're not all first ed, so that's a little unfortunate, but I do have 3 copies of ultra rare Lose One Turn now, and I think they're just absolutely beautiful. This was something that I've been looking for a long time. I've just been really lazy and didn't want to order them, but I did have Secret Rare Ice Dragon Prisons, and we finally upgraded to ultra rare Ice Dragon's Prison. I get that Prismatic Secret should be like the highest rarity technically on paper, but again, going back to the whole love for original print cards, I just wanted to make sure that I had 3 copies of arguably one of the best traps in the format right now. Also a flex, I ended up trading in my Ultra Judgments and my Ultra Torrentials, and I decided to take away from Boral, and I went with DB1 Torrential Tributes and MRD Solemn Judgments. So don't get me wrong, I did not spend money on these. These were all strictly just for trading and credit. I did use a lot of I did have a lot of store credit from just being able to top locals every time I went. So I decided to cash out on some of that, and I decided to upgrade my Torrentials and Judgments. I get that Torrential and DB1 isn't its original print, but they didn't have Labyrinth and Nightmare Torrentials, so I just went with the DB1s, and honestly, they look really clean. Solemn Judgment, MRD. I don't really care if like older cards like these are not first edition. Like honestly, just the look of these alone make it worthwhile by itself. So I'm really glad that I actually own MRD Judgments because it's been years since I've actually seen one of these. For the next card, I bought one, or not bought, I used, a lot of this was actually just credit, I should say. But I got a Secret Rare Trap Trick from Soul Fusion. So I only got one because I only play one right now. Maybe in the future when I do have more credit, I'll pick up the other 2 copies to match. But for right now, I only have the one Trap Trick just because it is not a card that I play in multiple right now. But it is a really broken card nonetheless. Another trade that I did was I traded my Lost Art Skill Drain for a Turbo Pack Skill Drain. So this is one of my favorite cards ever. I used to have one of these back when I played Pure True Draco with Masterpiece and without Masterpiece. Like I just used to have one of these when I played like Max Rarity True Draco. And here we are now. I have it back in the collection, and it's just so beautiful. This card's never leaving again. So glad to have that for the collection. The only spell that I picked up from the month was 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. So the difference here is that I traded my Mega Pack Secrets for Savage Strike's Secrets. So my store didn't have first eds, so I got unlimbs for now, but when they do have first eds, they said they'd let me know, so I'd be able to swap them for first eds. But for now, we're repping the unlimbs, and they're still very beautiful. I'm still just a horn dog for Savage, or not for Savage Strike, for Original Prince Secrets. So these last few bit of cards are going to be for my Eldritch deck. I did decide to upgrade some cards. So I do now have a full playset of Extreme Force Inspector borders. This was going back to where my local shop didn't have them, but once they did get more, I decided to trade in my Mega Pack ones, and now I got Expo ones. And then I picked up an Ultra Rare Equesia, going back to the whole original set, original print kind of lure. So I got the one because I play one, and this card is just beautiful. I never actually owned this card as an Ultra Rare. I do have a playset of Secrets, but since I only played one, I wanted to make sure that it was from its original set. Here's a broken card from a new set. 3 Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So I wasn't too keen on getting Phoenix Enforcer because I'm not playing combo. I'm playing more control this format. Just because with the whole like Scythe combo, Dimensional Barrier, just a lot of like weird cards in the format, I didn't want to lose any of those, so I thought playing control is just the best way of doing that. I was debating between Eldritch or Altergeist, just because just being able to flip purple cards is just amazing. The only problem I was having with Altergeist was playing hand traps, and I don't like the idea of playing hand traps because they're just 1-for-1s, when most of the trap cards that you're playing in Eldritch is like 2-for-1s most of the time, or just benefits you just a lot more than what Altergeist cards did for you. So I just didn't like that, so I decided to take the Eldritch route for the format, and it's probably going to be the deck that I play for the entire format, just because it's so good and so versatile and has a really good grind against every matchup you play against. But Lord of the Heavenly Prison just helps you protect from cards like Heavy Storm Duster, Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, just basically cards that can ruin your day. This card says no. And then being able to set a Solemn Judgment or like a Pot of Extravagance for your follow-up is really good too. So this card is just insane. Plus it's a level 10, so you pair it well with Eldritch. It's just insane. And then the last card that I picked up for the month of November, it is a big one, but it's also another upgrade, and I didn't spend any money on it. I just traded for these full credit. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. I got these from Overdose Gaming, but I did get these from them, and I did spend money, so I think this was like the only thing I really spent money on this month, and that was 2 copies of Secret First Eldritch the Golden Lord. So I knew gold was coming, and I knew we were getting an alternate art Golden Lord, but I wanted to make sure like I had like the nicer rarities. If this is the deck that I'm going to be playing for the format, I wanted to make sure it was nice looking. And plus, Secret Golden Lords are just beautiful. Yeah, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for the pickups. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section down below. Again, I have been busy with the holidays, but it's all going to change once this is over. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, guys, this has been Papa, and I will catch you all in my next video. Take care, everyone.